Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Update 1 for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is now available. And here's the great thing about it. They really are looking at some of the performance issues and addressing some of the full ray tracing and path tracing improvements. There are also those improvements and also fixes to the game, and we're going to go through the patch notes. Well, as I mentioned just now, one of the new features is the addition of the full ray tracing feature and supported on Nvidia video cards. You will require, however, a 12GB VRAM to make use of this feature, which does seem somewhat excessive, with the average card coming in around about 8GB to my own knocking on the door at 10. And that's a 3060 Supreme. An aging card now, but still good for the majority of games out there. Bethesda also mentioned in this press release that they're also working to support AMD FSR in future game updates, so expect more updates on the way. Update 1 will not be the only one. A small list of general fixes has also been addressed. There's a fix for a rare crash that sometimes occurs while saving the game. That's saving the game and not auto-saving, by the way. There's also a fix for an issue where you could temporarily lose your pre-ordered or deluxe outfit entitlements if you are an explorer of that ilk and you've prepaid. There's also a fix to ensure your photographs appear more quickly when inspecting them from the journal. As for gameplay updates, there is a host of updates that have been applied to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. There's a fix for a broken animation that could sometimes occur if you equip the rebreather immediately upon jumping into the water. There's also a fix for a situation where you may not be able to interact with objects temporarily if you try to push an enemy with your revolver while stamina is exhausted. These are all quite, bespoke and out there fixes, but fixes nonetheless. Fix for an issue that could prevent you from being able to block punches while looking at a nearby pickup object. This I've had myself and can be quite frustrating in the heat of battle. A fix for an issue where you may not be able to change your disguise after leaving the Sukhothai village via a fast travel signpost, and also a fix for several places where the whip may detach unexpectedly when swinging. Certainly not leaving you hanging there. Boom. Anyway, there's also an issue where Indy's legs may unexpectedly snap into place when swinging across a gap in the bridge in Nepal. And also a fix to prevent enemies from being unaware of Indy when reloading a checkpoint made very close to soldiers or antagonists that are guarding the entrance to a restricted location. Fixes for issues where the first shot made from a temporary gun would be silent, and also camera shaking unexpectedly when dying due to scorpions at the Giza level. And then a fix for an issue that may result in Gina not appearing near your docked boat. Also, issues that might make you appear a broken animation state if restarting a checkpoint after the zipline while the game is saving has also been addressed, and also issues that might result in being unable to use your whip if you're performing a whip crack while saving the game and then reloaded that save. In regards to the user interface, there have been some tweaks and changes there as well to make the quality of life a little bit more accessible. They've added a reset to default section in the options menu, and also a fix for a situation where rapid cycling of the quick equipment menu might result in the wrong item being shown in the menu. I had that myself last night. Also added an explanation of the blue suitcase revisit icon on maps to the in-game manual, and prevented map location titles from overlapping with photo opportunity names. A fix for intermittent text flickering during the credits. That's a welcome addition, especially with those with special needs around photosensitivity, and also to ensure the player's adventure book is updated immediately after unlocking a new book. And we're not done, but the spectacular graphics inside Indiana Jones and the Great Circle have also had a little bit of attention in regards to this update version 1. There's a fix for bottles appearing overly blurred when moving around with an equipped bottle, and also an issue where Indy's right arm might look pinched above the wrist in bare-armed costumes. Also occasional stuttering that might be seen in some cutscenes for some graphics cards, and that could also well be addressed by the new Nvidia that would be encouraged for everyone to download and update if you are an Nvidia graphics card user. There's also a fix to make Indy's whip behave more naturally when attached to his belt. Now this next section deals with adjustments and fixes to missions and quests, and this section may contain some spoilers, so if you're with us so far and enjoying this update on update 1 of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and you don't want the game spoiled, then by all means, I appreciate you watching. Time to log off. Okay, you're still with me. So the missions and quests. Ensure several photo opportunities are still available when revisiting levels or after completing sections of the game, along with several journal notes which to be made available to be collected when revisiting levels or after completing sections of the game. Adventure books are now to be shown correctly on the map after purchasing map information booklets. And also, there's a fix to prevent players from getting stuck when dropping in Gillespie's key rather than stashing it in a savage predicament. Fixes have indeed been applied, not only to those, but a fix to prevent a rare issue where Gina may not path to the open door after the fire trap in the Chamber of Fire, and also to prevent a rare issue where she may not use the levers or may get stuck when pathing to an elevator in the Sukai level. Also, Gina may not help open the game room, and also Gina may not enter a co-op vault. There's also an issue for pieces of the Vatican fountain puzzle which may keep moving slowly that could prevent its completion if left for an extended period of time. Now there's also issues that have been fixed that prevent you from finishing forging the gold key, and fixes where dying shortly after opening the safe at the HQ in Sukai, you may result in players being unable to pick up all of the gold, and gold's good, you see. There has been a fix and attention paid to the issue where gates may be locked inside the caves when sneaking into the German compound, and also an issue that prevents players from picking up an important book in Voss's office. And also, if you are stuck in a cow state when you are in Antonio's office in the Vatican, that has also been fixed. Now the next fixes are applicable to the PC version of the game, where there's been improved performance on larger game levels if using an 8GB VRAM video card. That was something that was picked up by some of the reviewers during the early review cycle, and also a fix where alt-tabbing might prevent you from being able to open your inventory. A fix to make sure that revert option works correctly when you change video modes, and a fix for torch or lighter flames flickering when playing the game at a high refresh rate. There's also a fix for sand pouring and torch flame effects that haven't been rendering correctly in the Peru level on some AMD video cards, and a fix for an issue where enabling HDR and DLSS simultaneously might result in a more noir effect on plain white walls. Also, black artifacts may appear in Indy's eyes during cutscenes in the cave in Peru, and also an issue has been applied where black squares may appear intermittently on screen if render scale is used at certain resolutions on AMD video cards. There's a fix to ensure your photos can be exported correctly from Steam cloud saves, and also please note that AMD FSR Support is a future roadmap game update. There are still known issues as well, which the developers are looking into. Navigation to the options menu after loading the game. Players are experiencing problem there. Selecting graphics options, switching from DLS to TAA and then switching back to DLS and exiting the menu. Performance should return to normal shortly after if you're having problems with performance. So that is update 1 of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. What do you think of the game so far? Hopefully more fixes are going to be incoming, especially around the performance of the game, not only on PC, but also some could say perhaps on console as well. I've been Ricardo, thanks very much for watching, and check back for more Indiana Jones and the Great Circle videos in the future. I'll see you soon.